Hello, beautiful people. This is Real AF with me, Tay, and I'm coming to you again from my backyard, my favorite place in the world. Before I started this video, I wanted to set an intention because it has been a crazy week. School's coming to the end, last parties and award ceremonies, and the weather's getting nice, and it's just an exciting time, and all around everything feels electric. And I hope you're feeling that too, that this coming of summer and everything blooming and coming back to life is just waking you up. But I have just been really tuned in when it comes to my spiritual life. As I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I've been meditating for several years, and I would get maybe like glimpses of little things that would make me feel like there's more to life than our everyday running around. But it was never really clear enough for me to know what my next steps should be. And a few months ago, I was meditating, and that's when I got the message to start a YouTube channel. And I've mentioned this before in a previous video, that I was just meditating, and all of a sudden it just said, start a YouTube channel. Literally that clear, as if someone had spoken it into my ear. And I remember coming out of that session and being like, what? YouTube is not really my generation. I graduated high school in 2007. So, I think that was maybe the first year or one of the first years that Facebook was even around. So I wasn't the type of kid that grew up with social media. I'm not that generation. So I am not tech savvy. I don't know how to edit. I can't do any of those things. So for me to have a YouTube channel just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But I tried to listen to that guidance, because there's been many times when I've been able to connect to my true self, or what I like to call my soul or my higher self, which I think is just the best version of me and what I'm always striving to be every day. And my best self loves kids and just wants to be there for them. So I kind of put the two together. I was like, okay, YouTube channel, kids, this is where kids are these days. So I guess it makes sense that I would get on YouTube to be able to access kids and make them feel seen. So like I said, I'm a novice at this. My videos are probably blurry. I don't know how to edit, but what I am giving you is my real heart. And that's what Real AF is. We're talking about real things, no filters, no edits, because I don't even know how to do it. And I just speak from my heart. And hopefully the people who come to listen to me get something from the message. And if it's not for you, then I hope you don't waste too much time on my videos. If it is, I hope it lifts you up. So this week, or actually the last couple weeks, I have been getting so many messages come in that's just been clear as day. And my mind has just been absolutely blown. And if I wasn't there, and if I wasn't the one receiving these things, I would think someone else having the experience that I was having like a schizophrenic break or something, or had multiple personalities, but I know myself. I know I'm not crazy. But I also know that there's a calling on my life. And I think it's at this point that the universe, God, spirit, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to believe in, divinity, higher power, I know that it's collecting on that calling. That my whole life I've been building to this point, and we're finally getting here. So in my meditation, I was given a message that I'm supposed to give to the collective. And if you're young and you haven't heard the term collective, what that really means in a spiritual sense is that all humanity is a collective, is one group. We all came from the same source. So we're all related, and we can feel each other, and our energies are shared, and our spirits are shared. And there is big things happening in the collective right now, and it's kind of splitting. And I've really noticed it, and I'm sure you have too. There's areas in our life right now that are so dark, darker than I've probably ever experienced in my entire life. You know, we've got war, we've got starvation, we have homelessness, we have division, we have politics, we have, you know, so many problems. And I don't know if COVID was the start of it or just kind of the turning point, but we've all been leading to this. And for a while, things have just felt weird, like dark and not right. And then at the same time, I have never met more beautiful people that I have met in the last year of my life. Truly good people who are doing amazing things for humanity. More people are getting more in tune to themselves and, you know, loving their uniqueness and embracing their uniqueness and not caring what other people think or want them to do. They're just listening to their core. And I think that is the most beautiful thing. And I just see people giving all the time. And I see support. And I see wonderful friendships. When I was in school, I always felt really alone. Like I didn't fit in anywhere. And I thought it was something wrong with me, that I just couldn't find my place no matter what I did. So I grew up feeling very alone and isolated, and that was hard. That was really hard. But now what I'm finding is, you know, through that process, I really got to know myself and who I am and what's important to me. And I stopped caring about what other people thought of me. And that is a really, really freeing thing and a beautiful place to live. So that's the message that I know I'm supposed to share with kids, is like, stop trying to fit in. Like, you're not supposed to fit in. No one fits in. Everybody is unique, and it's through their uniqueness that they bring that, like, the world becomes so beautiful, right? If we're all carbon copies of one another, we're missing out on all the gifts and knowledge and things that could be shared. And something that just gives my heart so much hope is every time I'm around my children and their friends, and I can see how much they love each other. Like, friend groups truly wrap around each other and support each other and love each other through the ups and the downs. It makes me so proud, because I think this new generation coming up get it. They get it a little more than my generation did. You know, my generation was all be the best, be better than everybody else, show up, show out. You know, if you have to step over someone to get to the top, then that's what you have to do. And I just don't think that that's how the world is supposed to be. And I think the next generation of kids is realizing that. And so to see these beautiful friendships, I'm learning. I'm learning from you guys, which I just think is so cool. But the one thing that your generation has to fight with that mine didn't is the constant influx of social media. And I don't think necessarily that social media is bad. I mean, technology is incredible. Look what I can do. I can sit on a hammock in the middle of my yard. I can record a video that's crystal clear, and I can upload it to the world within an hour. I mean, in all other times, messengers could only speak to very, very small groups of people, but now we can speak to the whole world at once. So I'm not an anti-technology, anti-social media. I don't think that it's necessarily ruining the world. But what I do think is it is designed by very smart people to keep you tuned in as long as possible. And I think what we're seeing is not a bad generation or a lazy generation. We're seeing a distracted generation. And my worry is if you're always playing video games or you're always on social media, are you connecting with people in real life? Are you getting out in nature and feeling at home. You know, this is where humanity has lived forever, and now we're behind concrete all day long. You know, I just think that's not good for us. It's not good for our soul. Are you walking on the grass barefoot? Are you hearing the breeze and the birds? Are you watching nature just come alive? You know, there's something so magical and fulfilling about that. And it's not your fault if you found yourself laying in bed just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on TikTok. I mean, it is literally designed to keep your attention. But I think one thing that would be really helpful is to remain mindful, you know. Let's not TikTok for 5 hours. Maybe give myself 2 hours a day and then go take my dog on a walk. Because guess what? Your dog deserves to be taken on a walk. Even my dog deserves to be taken on a walk. We all could do better with that. So yeah, this week has been a lot, and I know I have a calling on my life, and I know God is now, he's like pulling my ticket and saying it's time. So even though I'm not as sure exactly what the messages are that I'm supposed to give to you guys, I'm gonna try really hard to listen and meditate every day, like, you know, keep my practice up, because since I've introduced that in my life, I really like the person I'm becoming. You know, it's a beautiful thing to be able to look in the mirror, and instead of picking myself apart like I have done for years and years, to be like, no, I like me. I'm a kind person, and I'm beautiful because I'm me. You know, you see all these wrinkles I have on my forehead? I've had people tell me that Botox can take care of that. And I was like, is it time? Is it time for me to get Botox? But then I heard somewhere else that the reason why people get those deep lines on their forehead is because they're a very expressive person, or that they've spent their life expressing emotion and smiling. And I thought, what a beautiful sentiment, that my personality is literally etched on my face. I don't want to take that away. I don't want to erase that. So, I mean, we all have good days and bad days. But for most days, I look in the mirror and I'm proud of who I am. And I just wish everybody could get to that point, because it is so freeing. It is so freeing just to embrace the body you were born in, to embrace your quirks, to enjoy your hobbies out loud, even if they're not cool. I like diamond paintings. I like sticker books. You know, I'm an adult, and give me a sticker book and I'm gonna be so happy, you know? So sorry about that. Of course, I decided to record the video when I have no battery. So if this cuts off abruptly, I apologize. That's what's going on. But I was just compelled to give this message now. And I don't know how often these messages will come out, but hopefully there'll be more than not. You know, I hope to open myself up and listen. I'm fully convinced now, I'm fully convinced that there is a higher power, that there is a God, there is spirit, there is universe, and it connects all of us, and it is loving. And once we lean into that side of who we are, we feel that. And that's where I'm at right now, where I am feeling that with every fiber of my being. So my challenge to you, I guess, maybe it's a call of action. Spend less time on social media. Spend less time on your phone. Spend more time in person with your friends. Run around, go swimming. I don't know, go get on your bicycle. When was the last time you rode a bike? Walk your dog. Spend time with yourself. Get to know what you like, what makes you happy, aside from all the marketing and messages that come in your way. You don't need lip plumper, and you don't need eye tape, and you don't need all of those things. You are made perfectly perfect, exactly as you are. My chimes are going off right now, and I'd like to believe that that means that I'm spot on my message. You know, it's confirmation that you are perfect exactly as you are. And if you are having a day where you don't believe that, make sure you surround yourself with people who know that about you. Um, there is nothing like having a good group of friends that can lift you up. And if you haven't built that community yet, I'm really hoping that this channel can create that community. So, all right, that's all I have for now. I just wanted to tell you that if no one's told you today, I love you and I mean it. You are enough exactly as you are, always have been, always will be.